is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and I want to ask you: are you ever frustrated with uploading a video to YouTube and you get no views? I know I was when I first started. If you're a music artist and you have your own podcast or your content creator, look no further. Werent Promotions has gotten you covered. They specialize in high-end targeted YouTube campaigns that deliver real views, real subscribers, and most importantly, real growth. So if you're struggling with real organic YouTube growth, I'm here to tell you to go on Werent Promotions and use the promo code GAUDS and receive 20% when you check out. Tell them Ray sent you, you got 20% off. Let's go, guys. I'm looking to see you guys on the charts. Let's go.
What's going on? I'm Rocki Jean.
And this is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee. And let's everybody clap for the GAUDs Show. Yo, so Rocki, there's certain times where you'll see me do interviews and I'm curious. There's certain times you'll see me interviews and it's my bro. And there's certain times you see me interview and I'm having a great time. This is gonna be all three.
I love
It's
it.
my bro. I'm curious. I've read his book, like literally read the book. And we got some things working together, but I want everybody to give it up for my brother, Myq Success.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Are you supposed to clap for yourself or
yes,
no, right?
yes,
You are?
yes,
You clap for
yes,
yourself?
yes.
All right. I just want to make sure.
Myq, you and I feel like we're like twins. Like we kind of got the same energy. Mm-hmm. It's like I met you, and the day I met you, I was like, I love this dude. I'm like, I love this dude. Like, what's up? You got good energy. How do you keep yourself so grounded in a business where you damn near supposed to walk in a room and say, I'm the fucking man when we get attention? How do you keep yourself so grounded in that business?
I think it's my family, bro. Mm-hmm. And I think it took me a minute because I wish I was 25 and I was here, but God didn't want that. You know what I mean? So I'm at a point right now where my energy says I'm the man without having to say I'm the man, respectfully.
Yeah.
And I've recently went through a whole crazy aspect of if I would have been here a year ago, might be a different Myq. And we keep it 1,000. You know what I mean? And now, you know, I use the analogy. God made me as a 100-watt light bulb. I was shining at 60. Okay. Now I'm finally shining at 100 and being the best version of who I am.
What occurred? Because I'm not gonna lie, like even now at this time of my life, like I've grown more the last 6 months than I've grown in the last 10 years. And it's like I don't know if it's you just reach a point where you get tired, but like, what was the moment for you where you was like, I'm about to go?
I think it was my age. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. I just turned 50.
Okay.
And I didn't go through this during 40 years old. I was like, whatever, you know, breeze right through that. Like, what are they talking about? But 49, I kind of was like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is what it's gonna be. And I was like, you know, my father-in-law had passed away, and he was 72, and I was like, damn, that's only 22 years away.
Yeah.
So I got to start really living for me because I'm such a loyal individual, and I finally became loyal to me. And it was a transit. Like it's either 1 or 10 a lot of times, and I had to find that 4, 5, 6 to the point where I was calling my parents, like, I got to be away from y'all. I got to figure this out. And I'm tight with my family, my mother stuff, all that. I just had to figure this out. And
figure what out? Sorry.
I was over here like, I feel your energy already. Like, you're just like.
About Ash, where's the content creators book? Y'all have it?
Yo, I forgot, bro.
Okay, bring it to me. Yo,
Perfect.
so let me tell you what happened. Yeah. When you left that day, that's when I did LL interview. And your books was behind him the whole time. And it was just sitting there. I was like, this nigga, man.
Yo, you know what? I saw it on the Choke No Joke joint.
And it was on the Earn Leisure interview too.
Word.
Yes, it was all that. Yeah, it was like,
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
that's joint back. See Ash behind us later.
You got it?
Perfect.
Josh just don't look like red. It doesn't look red.
She doesn't. I love her. You ready? So we good? All right. So what was the last part I was at? I was asking him what
made him change his life.
Yeah.
You were talking about being 50.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm gonna run it right there. So yes.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
So 50. You turn 50.
Yeah.
And that is like 22 years away from your stepfather passing away.
Right.
And that's when you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta get.
It flipped the switch for me.
Yeah.
It really did. And I was like, I don't have a lot of time.
You know what? I want to tell you something. That I've been dealing with that now. My father died at 47.
Oh, wow.
I'm 45.
Oh, wow.
And all I have in the back of my head is I got to make it past 47.
Yeah.
So I understand that. Like, I'm like, man, I got to get past. So it's like you dwell on death.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it because you can't help but to see yourself in these people that you love. I just love the vulnerability of it, bro.
And I went through that phase, like, because it through the transition, it's like now I feel like 50 is my halftime. And when I tell everybody, I was like, if this is halftime, I hope they bring out Drake and Lil Wayne during my halftime. You know what I mean? I hope that's what happens. You know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, they always say, you know, even when I was turning 40, 40 is the new this. No, the number's the number. Like, I don't care about the new whatever. But my mind is young. I'm around a lot of young, you know, my talent, you know what I'm saying? And just young souls. And I like to be around that. You know what I mean?
This is really ironic because in my hands I have all these questions. And every question can be asked to me. Like I say this, it's like, it's different wording.
Yeah.
So like when you say, build the brand, then build the business. I totally agree with that. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm like, I gotta build it. Now I'm literally like, I'm finally figuring out the business. That's why I had your man with me. Somebody teach me the goddamn business. Because I'm gonna build the brand. But I love that you said that because so many people are focused on the business, but they don't understand the business is always branding.
Yes, 1,000%.
So where did that come from? Where do you get that from?
It's just, again, people focus so much on the money and the whole, and in the book, if you've seen it, like, everybody chases the bag, chase the bag, chase the bag. I always say I pick up my luggage, right?
Yep.
That's meant for me.
Yep.
Right? I don't chase money. Money is not my God. But I think in this day and age, and this again, we're so like-minded, right?
Yeah.
It's like people are so focused on like that end result, right? And as far as the money side of it, right? And they don't focus on what the brand is, your foundation.
Yep.
But people just want to, even with creators, it's like they want money for the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the new hip. I've been saying this forever. This creation, as far as for my culture,
Say it, I already
it's
know.
the new hip hop, right?
Yeah.
But the difference is that I'm 50 and I saw what they did to the artists in the beginning, and that's the difference with me. Because if you have a 25-year-old manager or somebody in my position, they have no idea.
Yeah.
With all due respect, they didn't see that. I saw that, right? And it's always comparative. Right, as a 50-year-old, I have more comparisons in life than a 25-year-old. But I also respect the 25-year-old.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? Like,
For
I'm
sure.
not, a lot of people.
Jaded.
Yeah. And my generation is, we funny.
Yeah. You know. I always say my saying is stop chasing the bag, stand and build. It'll catch you.
Yeah.
Just stand in the track, it'll catch you.
Yeah.
Like and the brand part, like when he said it on our call, we did our pre-production call. Everybody got quiet, and I was like, I love that. That's how I think. And then Mark Byers, who managed me, was like, that's how I think too. And I was like, I didn't know he was on the goddamn call, bro. He was like, yeah. And I was like, the crazy default thing. Because it was like, Mark is like Yoda to us, right? So Mark is not usually on calls, and it was a Zoom. You know, I'm in the car driving. I don't know who's on the damn call. You know, and then he pops like, I agree too. And I was like, Yoda agrees. I love it. But
That's
so the thing that I like is that you have a family member who became famous, right? And you had to figure out how to go from being Uncle Myq to Manager Myq, right? And your nephew is Chicklet,
yep.
right? By the way, funny as hell.
Yeah.
I love him and his girlfriend.
No.
Like, I love them. And it's funny, when I ran into him at the Billboard event, and, you know, I'm looking at him like, oh, and he's like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, you know I am. He's like, my uncle's Mike. I'm like, oh, you family now. You family now. But, like, talk about, like, because a lot of people, we have a lot of homeboy management, a lot of cousin management, a lot of best friend management, homie management, but they don't treat it like business, right? It's like just because you're the homie doesn't mean that you can't develop into the fucking boss. Like James Lasseter, James Lasseter, who manages Will Smith, like literally he was the only person that had a car that could take the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and DJ Jazzy F to different shows, and now he's running a $500 million company, right? So it's like, don't cheat the process. Don't ride the ride without cheating the process.
Yep.
So I like that you said that you had to go from Uncle Myq to Myq the manager. How was that transition? Tell me what the thought process was there, what you did.
Well, it was kind of crazy because I was out of the game for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I had like left. It was a situation, not bad situation, but it was just like I was mentally over it.
Yeah.
And I literally went through, full transparency, like a mild depression. Because in music, whatever, I thought this was going to be the next thing. It didn't happen. Boom, started a baseball team. I was being dad. Average. I remember speaking to somebody. I said, yo, I just got to be average. And that's what I wanted to do. So I started that. And then he's my nephew through marriage. I know him since he was 9 years old, right? And, you know, he was doing content. And the reason why he did it was because he was musical at first. He's like an A&R, right?
Oh, okay.
And he was doing this, I want to shed some light on my boys. Yeah. So I'm going to be the funny guy and I'm going to start doing this. Then in 2017, he was like, in January, I'm still Uncle Myq. He was like, yo, I just want to do this, you know, I think I want to really lock in. Bet. Fast forward to July of 2017, he ended up, had a clip go viral. Duce, he poured iced tea into a Duce bottle and with the Bodak Yellow, and Cardi B had kind of reposted, gained a bunch of followers, whatever. So Duce called him up to go to the podcast. Still, Uncle Myq, I'm just a cool uncle because I'm into hip hop. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You've been around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Outfit hard. Oh my God. Hold on. The best part already. That's what I'm talking about, Ray. Babe, you see that? I don't know where my camera is racing. My shit blind. So anyway, that one right there, babe. You see it. So he had, after he went to the Duce podcast, he was like, yo, they said Rock Nation Title wants to speak to me. They want me to come up. I said, yo, you want me to go with you? Because now I already know. I'm like, okay, this might be something. And I will go as eyes, ears. Walked into that building. It was such a different feeling. And again, I didn't know what was going to happen. They had offered him a web series for Title. We got downstairs and he was like, yo, Myq, can I curse?
Yeah, curse as much as you want.
He said, yo, Myq, I had no idea what the fuck they was talking about. And I was like, bro, that was nothing to me. And it was like, I don't know if this was the exact words, you know what I mean? If the movie is made, it'll be like, can you do this? And then the lights come and all that.
Exactly.
But I was like, all right. And from then on, it was like, you know Uncle Myq, I'm going to show you Manager Myq. So this was July of 2017. I said, I don't want to do anything with no contracts, no money, no nothing. I got to show you how to move because I cared about him as a man too.
Yes, your family.
And I'm 19 years older than him. So even when we first started building, he would go to hostings and I would take his jacket, he was like, yo, you don't have to do that. I said, I got to do that.
I love that you did that.
I said, listen, when we get in the car, I'm Uncle Myq. Right now, I'm your manager. I got to make sure that you're good. Because it was just me, him, and Melanie.
I love you, bro. Like, I love that. It's so, dog, if more of our people was like that, we would be so much better off.
Bro, I understand that. And this is what the thing, you know what I tell people is that in our culture, trust is the biggest thing, right? So especially with rappers or whatever, you're coming up and the smart dude or the one that can talk, you're going to manage me, right? But the people that you trust may not be capable to do the job that you need them to do, right? And that's okay. And for me, even now, moving forward with talent, I always want to have somebody, who do you trust, right? Anybody new? Let me speak to your spouse, male or female. Because I need you to feel my energy. Ash will tell you, I know Ash for 15 years. And when we started to get to this relationship where I manage him, I said, y'all want to speak to your wife? He's like, oh, no, me not heard about you. I need to speak to her.
For sure.
Right? So it's the energy, and you got to make sure that this is, especially because the industry that we're in. Because this is the same.
Ash, I'm asking to manage me. I love this. I'm sorry. Keep going. Because to me, the part of this business the reason why I don't want to be in music anymore is because we forget that it's people.
Yes.
We so focused on the goal, the money, the get it, that you forget that I'm a person too. And if you just treat me like that, I'll treat you like one back. That might not mean we make money today. Right. But I see you and I know that you see me. And that is enough to start a bond.
And that's exactly my whole thing, right? I come from a creative, I started as a dancer. Right?
For who?
Ray. Relax. No, it was nobody. No, I have. Oh, you know, I got footage. No, but it was really fun. It was on the come up. You remember Untouchables Entertainment? Yeah. So it was a multicultural rap group, and I was one of the dancers. So I was Scoob and Scrap.
Yeah, of course.
So that was, you know,
Heavy D and the Boys.
You know, that kind of. That's what I was doing.
Got it?
Nah.
I'm trying to jump out.
I might have a 2 or a 2.5 step.
Got you, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. But you know, but music is like my passion. That's why when I was doing, you know, music management, it was like putting the two together. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like I always say, art is never wrong. It isn't, because it's an expression. Whatever you do, how you put it out, it's your expression. Nobody can tell you it's wrong. Yeah. But now when the business gets involved, I'm not saying it's wrong, but there's briefs, you know, especially in my world, there's creative briefs on how to do this. And for me, I don't want to say I combat, because I'm not combative like that, but I always protect the brand, right? For sure. I protect the artist and what it is and say, hey, listen, what is it that you want them to say? because a lot of them don't know. And it's like, you want their eyeballs.
Yeah.
They clearly are doing something. And then I've had some people that say, hey, all they have to do is this. Yeah, physically all they have to do is that. But if all you have to do is that, then you could do it. You want their eyeballs. And I have to protect. And there's certain things that's not always about the money.
Yeah.
That's why people ask for rates. I don't give rates. I say, what are you looking to do? What's your budget? I've had people say, hey, Myq, I'm going to wire you money right now. I'm like, no, because I can wire it right back. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Does it make sense? Because I got to make sure you win.
Yep.
Once you win, then I'm good because I got to be an asset to the situation.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, me and this is what my talent want or what I need or give me 20 grand under the table before you speak to. No. That's not how I move. I work and I get busy on honor, integrity, character. Like, that's standing the test of time. I don't care how old you are. You know what I mean?
So when did you realize that you weren't building a brand and you needed to?
For me, myself?
Yeah, because you're saying, I noticed that you said that you didn't do something for 3 years. So I'm wondering, was that a moment where you're like, all right, like I need to do, well, you said you need to do this for yourself, but like, what happened that made you do that?
My nephew. I wasn't looking for this. When I tell you everything in my life, and I did a pod the other day and I really was speaking about it, he was like, God put everything in your way. Like, put the pieces.
Yeah.
So before your nephew, you felt like you were just kind of doing stuff for other people and it wasn't going anywhere. Like how did your creativity go at first?
So I literally just stopped. I had a mild depression where I was like, damn, I thought I was gonna go to the next level. It didn't happen. So I said, you know what? My next love is sport. I love sports and baseball, right? So I said, I still got the entrepreneur spirit. Let me start a baseball team. So I started that, and I felt, to me, that was average at that moment. I was like, I'm just gonna be the average guy. And I was literally chilling. That's what I was doing. I guess I was happy, right? Because I'm always like positive and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, God had different plans. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like, my wife was put in my life to meet Chicklet.
Yeah.
Like, we always say that because he's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
Me and Ash, like, he knows once we did this book, I got a cover of the book and I put it in a plaque for Chicklet. And I presented it to him at my birthday. And I said, if without you, I'm not here. I don't even gain the knowledge. And he got me back in my bag, like, seriously. Yeah, I agree. To get busy. And I always pay homage to him. I don't care I don't care about age, but he is the reason why I got back to where I'm at.
And I always say you can't be great at anything without being grateful for something.
Right.
Like, grateful leads to greatness. And that's why you people look back and look at their situation and be like, man, I had it. It's like, because you wasn't grateful. Right. Because if you were grateful is actions. You show it. Like, it's like I have so much honor and love for what I do that I could be starving. I'm going to show up because I'm grateful. This is me being grateful being here. I don't ever look at it like, of course people, I'm like, I can't believe people want to talk to me. Right. It makes me want to get better so more people want to talk to me.
100%.
I just love that you say that. You said 9 to 5 is school for business. What does that mean?
Again, and especially in this game and how we are, social media, entrepreneurs are everywhere. Yep. All you got to do is swipe up. I love the all you got to do. All you got to do, and people don't use their 9 to 5 as learning the business, right? So I'll put it like this. When I was in music, my stepfather, I never forget, there's so many things in my life that I remember little pieces, right? And I said, I just got to get rid of my job so that I could be in the studio. We can do more, da, 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 da. He was like, let me ask you a question. How you paying for studio time? Who's paying for studio time? I said, me. How you getting that money? My paycheck. He said, so your 9 to 5 is financing your music. I said, exactly. Right? Like, and it just switched for me then. But then as I, went on in life and career, I was like, damn, a lot of people don't know how to run. I grew up in business. Like, from a kid. Yeah. I was fortunate for that. But a lot of people aren't. So how are you not looking at your job? Oh, I have a manager. Okay, there's a counselor. Like, you sit there and utilize what you're seeing because when you do your 6 to 12 for you, you have the blueprint. Right. You're in the blueprint.
But once again, it's, dog, when I tell people, I'm like, bro, I became working at McDonald's, and my first 2 jobs were McDonald's and ChickfilA.
Oh, I did McDonald's too. I was at 4 hours.
My first job was McDonald's too.
McDonald's? Shout out.
4 hours and I quit.
Me too.
Wow.
4 hours.
4 hours.
And I came in there with the wrong uniform.
After training
had
left.
sneakers on.
Hold on. They said, at least, they said like a number like 70% of Americans have worked at McDonald's.
Really?
Like a large number. But I always say that. I'm like, dog, like, I learned more from McDonald's and ChickfilA than I learned from school the entire time I was there.
I get
and
that.
It was as simple as Chick-fil-A said, if you want to be here, you gonna motherfucking smile, or you don't belong here. You go over there if you want to get the customer in and out. Over here, the customer is in and out with a smile.
Yeah.
So I was on the phone with my homegirl today. She's Swiss Beats manager. We in the middle of a deal, and she was like, "Ray, I love you, blah blah." And I was like, "Hey man, you know I'm the Chick-fil-A of the business. Baby. I'm Chick-fil-A
With a smile.
I'm with a smile, nigga. I understand that,
Yo, if I say that, I'm tagging you, bro.
bro.
As my man Ray
Every
says.
time I don't mind. But let me tell you something. You said something. This was actually the quote that was quoted by you that I was like, it sounds crazy, and if you you want to know who you are, I'm gonna let you explain the quote. But if you want to know who you are, because you haven't heard it yet, when I say this quote, it's gonna make you feel one or two ways: either bullshit or yeah. You
Depends when I said it.
You can't be great with balance. I fucking love that. Do you understand that?
Yeah, it makes life make sense.
It's like exactly right. You can't be great. And here's the hard part though. Here's the trick in life. Cause I want you to explain it. But when I saw it, the first thing I thought was like, cause I'm in the car with my lady, and she was like, well, "What? You know, I'm on the Zoom. She can hear everything." She was like, "You can't be great. What are they talking about?" I said, "I agree." And what do you mean? I said, "Y'all don't understand. That's why when you're young, you shouldn't have no relationship, no wife, no kids, no nothing. Just be as off balance as you can, as obsessed with what you want to do. So when you get in your 30s and your 40s and you having families, I have a lot of balance now. I'm pretty sure you do, right? Ash, are you not balanced? But 15 years ago, I was most off balance. I don't want nobody around me if they not here to help me be great. You can go.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
So the thing is that, you know, I was always taught that you need balance. Everything in balance, you know what I mean? And moderation. And it's like, to me, moderation is medium, which in turn is average, which I am
safe.
not.
Yeah. Right.
I'm clapping for that. I'm clapping for that.
You know what I'm saying?
That was game, bro. That's hard.
No, but for real. So it's like, if you want to be great, something has to get sacrificed. And I've literally had the conversation with my wife, because now turning the brand onto me. Like, I help everybody else. And in music terms, I've written a lot of records, a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Now I'm putting my album out.
Yeah.
And it's an adjustment, as I'm sure you know, to like, hey, I got to focus on me. You know what I mean? And there is going to be an imbalance a bit because I have to focus on this.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to need help here. If this is all even keel, where's the greatness? Where is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to be a C student.
Now, you know, can I be honest with you? The first thing I thought about, swear to God, when this morning on the way to the office, I'm getting downloaded, and I'm like, Michael Jordan, his son just got locked up for cocaine possession. He probably was a shitty dad.
Man.
He probably was a shitty father. By the way, but he's the great. That doesn't make him not the greatest basketball player to ever play. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, it's the balance. It's like, dog, you're going to sacrifice something to get what you want.
1,000%.
And if you get there, then you can rebalance. Like, dog, it was a point in my life, Mike, where I would hang out till 5 in the morning. That was normal to me. Wake up at 12 o'clock, leave the house at 1:30.
We was just talking about that.
I'll be
We used to
waking
do
up
that
at
like
7
crazy.
in the morning, making sure the kids are to school.
Yeah.
Dog, it's like, it's just now I have balance because my financials is matching that, right? And I reached that. So I love that you said that. And you know how I know you the shit? Ash don't have no reason to be here. He here supporting you. The person that you supported is here to support you. If you want to know who somebody is, you can always tell by how their team carried them, how their team treat them. So I just want to give you that, bro.
See how I came multicultural?
I already see. First of all, he got Ash Cash who like he plays football. You got Eddie who looks like Eddie is the camera guy. And you got my man that looks like he is straight out of the Gambino family.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I see him, I'm like, did I do something? Motherfucker got in a suit, the shades, the hair slicked back. I know he's in the Gambino family. I love it.
Actually,
Go ahead.
okay, so if you could change something in the creative world as far as what's holding creatives back, like what would that be?
Easiest thing, and it's what's the best thing out of the book, is they got to learn they're a business. Because this is an art form, and too many people are focusing on the creative word rather than the economy word. And you can do both. But you just got to understand it.
Expound. I want to hear you got cook. Let them cook.
No, because it's creator economy. Just like in the music business, they said business was longer than the word music. You know, I don't know about the words, whatever. But as far as with creator economy, what happens is it's an art form, right? And it's a low cost of entry. I would say, I don't want to say 10 times out of 10, but let's say 9.9 times out of 10, you didn't purchase anything. Your parents bought you a phone. That's your start to becoming a creator, an influencer. You pick up your phone. You don't have to pay the bill. You didn't buy the phone. So it's low cost of entry, not like anything else where, you know, doctor, lawyer, even athlete or whatever, there's things that you have to, we're living in such an instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard when all you do is literally at that moment, all you do is pick up the phone, you start doing videos, and then somebody reaches out and says, I want to give you $50 to give me a shout out. Okay, and you learn that because probably somebody cash apps you or somebody give you cash or whatever. But nobody is just like the music business. It's different. See, it's different now.
Yeah.
Nobody taught you business. Nobody taught you business etiquette. You just literally did this, and now you're supposed to know. And if your circle doesn't support you or is not business savvy, I can't get mad at it. But that's the thing is I try to, especially with the urban culture, it's like, listen, I get it. How do we get you to understand these things about why we did, again, going to the point where you get to where you're successful enough financially, where you can do life insurance, health insurance, all these type of things that no one else is going to tell you, or, you know, being on time, business etiquette, learning how to write emails, and all these different types of things that nobody teaches you. But I get it because it's coming from an art. I just want to be an artist, and I get it.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I wish, you know, the asshole managers, they're out there, you know, it's fulfilled already. I just want to do my part in my circle so that you know that there's good people. You yourself, I'm just meeting you right now. Yeah. That you know that there's good people out there that you can trust. Again, you got to build it, but not everybody out here is shady and backstabby and all that.
How do you see your clients, right? Like, you know, in our world, I'll use Ash, right? Ash in our world, in the world that we came from, it's like, who is this guy and why is he what he does? But you saw him and saw that there was a huge economic opportunity there, and y'all did it, by the way. Like, where do you get that thought process from? Like, I know I get mine from music, right? Like, I heard, like, when I remember sitting at a table with L.A. Reid and Steve Stout, I never forget, and Stout in L.A. was like, a hit is a hit. A hit song, a hit meme, a hit outfit, a hit hairstyle, a hit is, so I think hit, right? That's why I brand. Make a couple hits, your brand is known, then you figure out how to monetize, right? But like, how do you, because I'm asking you this because I'm being honest, like, so we have a little backstory for people at home, like, listening or whatever, like, you work with Ash, who worked with someone that I once worked with, right? And the reason why I wanted to work with this person was because he was telling me about how much money and the economy and this and all that. And I was like, I was blown the fuck away. You know, obviously I found out it wasn't his plans. It was really y'all doing it. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. But when I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay. But where does it come from? Like, how are you able to see something on a corner and say, that's a hit and it's gonna be worth X amount of dollars and here's how we're gonna get there?
I think that's a gift. I don't know if you can put you know, I know we live in the world of, you know, data and analytics. I get that, but the gut, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. Like, I've had somebody else come up to me and I wanted to speak to them, and the biggest compliment I got, he was like, yo, Myq, I'll definitely talk to you because you're a visionary, and I know that now. Like, I know I can see things beyond what's happening right now that you may not see, and that's why I say creatives are creative, but doesn't mean that they're visionaries, right? So I'm able, and I'm not always right. I'm not saying about 1,000. It's just, I just see more for a situation, right? It's, you know, perfect example. I'll use Ken Stars as an example, right? I'll use that. De Leon came out. They wanted to do promo. This is where they were doing the fucking Fridays.
Yep.
My man Los is my guy.
What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, a.k.a. the Culture Referee. And if you were wondering who this beautiful woman sitting next to me is my sister, Tiffany Daniels Sai. Let's give it up for my sister. Everybody can clap. This is good. And my sister she's the most talented person in the family. And we started a family business signature scent company. So if you like smoke a lot of weed in your car and you want to get the scent out, you have to check out these scents. I know guys that use it for the weed. I know people that use it for cologne, and everywhere they go to get compliments. We make candles. We make
room sprays. We got them in kits. So if you want to buy something for your loved one or anybody that you care about, hit us up, LorraineCo.com.
and we're gonna put the website at the bottom of it. But support this black business, support this black woman, and order. I promise you guys. As a matter of fact, use the word GAUDs, and we'll give you 15% off. I just made that up, so if my sister face looks crazy, don't get mad at her. I'll eat that. But guys, when I tell you this shit is incredible, you really should check this out.
The best scents ever.
LorraineCo.com, and we'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Thank you.
Thanks.
He reaches out to me. That's when he just thought I had Chicklet Millennium.
Yeah.
So, yo, we're trying to do this campaign. We just don't really have a budget right now. I'm just trying to test this out. And I know Los, and Los is my guy. And I saw something, right? Asked a bunch of them to do it. Got a couple of them to do it. But Ken leaned in. And I remember having that conversation. He's like, Myq, what do you think? I said, this is my guy. I think there's something here. I think you should do it. Because as a manager, as you know, if there's no money in the situation, we don't get money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I still do my job.
Yeah.
So come back, now we have a budget.
Yep.
Come back, now we want, he needs to be in the video. Come back, now he wants to give you a show. And that came from a free promo. Now, if you're thinking just on money, it never happens. But you got to be able to see things, and you got to be able to say, hey, and be okay saying no to situations, saying no to money. Like, that's the thing. People don't understand the power of no. It's incredible.
Absolutely,
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yes.
But people want to sit there and they want to be in the, that's why it was difficult for me as far as on the brand side. Being with Ray, I got to take a picture with Ray. Like, I know Ray. I can text him.
Yep.
Whether he follows me, doesn't follow, you know what I'm saying? But people are so conditioned with that.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
It's different. I come from a different generation, but now I'm learning to do these things.
Yeah.
To take the picture, to show you, hey, I'm here, because that is what's valuable to
that's
everybody else.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
clout is currency if you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
So what do most of these content creators do? So here's the funny thing. I run into content creators all around Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
That's my millions
They're like
of
rappers.
followers.
Step on them.
And then I'll see them and they'll say, help me, Ray, I need some help. And I'm like, you need help? How do you need help? You got millions of followers. Like, if you're not converting those followers into something, you don't understand what business is.
Exactly. You need to get the book.
You need to buy
the Cash Bible.
The Cash Bible. The Content to Cash Bible. Incredible, but it's like showing people the answer. Like I said, I watched Ask Cash build a whole financial, he's like a damn bank at this moment. He's a whole financial literacy institution. Yeah. One man.
Right.
His team, obviously, but how many people would have saw, we can make a lot of money with what you know, right? It's like millionaire messengers.
Right.
Right? It's like you got to be a messenger. Like, to me, I'm going to ask you, what do you think content creators who are trying, failing, where are they going wrong?
It's honestly, everybody wants answers. I got to speak
Look
to
at how she like,
No, the thing is and I'm not black and white. I'm very gray because I got to sit there and have a conversation with you, understand and figure out why it is that you're doing it. Maybe you don't know how to ask. Maybe somebody sits there and and you just want to have free clothes and it's like, cool. And I'm like, damn, in that situation, we could have, we'll do free clothes and maybe we word it differently. We'll do that for this time. Or, the art of negotiation, you don't have to be an asshole either.
But how do you negotiate in a world that has so many options? Like,
No
you're
rules.
trying to negotiate, but you got 10 people over here that will under negotiate you.
And that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. This is what I'm saying. And this is why I try to get out there to speak, because whatever somebody does, whether my client or not, or I'm involved, you kill the culture. You kill everything. Because if you sit there, because I've had that, where I tell somebody, yeah, that person is $5,000. Well, I can get such and such for $250. Well, then go get them for $250.
Yeah.
Go get them.
No, you can say that, but for so long, like, would you say, well, get a job until you can find someone that's gonna pay you what you're worth?
Oh no, but I want to stop you there because you're asking them the wrong question. How do you know what you're worth? Your worth is based on how much I want to spend. It's not so. You see what I'm trying to say? So
Well, not necessarily, because if let's say a music video on average is $1,500, but then all these people are saying I only want to spend $300. In reality, you can get $1,500 for a video.
Yeah, but you can't get $1,500 if no one has $1,500. You got to take the 300 and build. So I'm gonna tell you why I know understand what you're saying. I remember I just started. Matter of fact, Ash, I had your man. I'm thinking I got the savant. I'm like, we good. I'm on the phone with the CEO of a $1 billion company who's like, Ray, I love you. I love what you're doing, and I'm ready to get behind you. Send me a proposal. Now, obviously, I don't know what the hell the proposal is supposed to be. I don't know per click. I don't know none of impression. I don't know none of that. So I got my guy, and he doesn't do it. That's what I kind of figured out. Oh, you know. So, but my point is that the thing I like about the Content to Cash Bible is you're showing that the creative economy is actually an economy. But the problem is that if I said right now to anybody in here, Eddie, how much it costs for a burger right now? $5 to $10, right, at a fast food restaurant, right? You kind of know, right? So if I start making premium burgers, I know I can't charge $2, and I know I could probably go. You see what I'm trying to say? But like in the content creation world, someone comes to you and say, "Hey, dog, at this moment, dog, I'm on the phone. Chastity and Joe and myself are on the phone with huge companies that's like, we want you, we want to do." And I'm like, I swear to God, I'm like, I want you too, but I don't know how much to get. Like I'm like, don't get me wrong, we got people now. I brought people in now, like who can develop it, and he has a system in place where it's like but it's so I pay him. It ain't like he working for me because I'm paying him because I ain't making the money I will make to have him. But I'm investing because I'm like, how do you know how much something is worth?
Yeah. I think for me with the data, you can have all that. Like again, that's all cool and I get it. But then there's also different things. I always say you can have 1 million followers and so can you, but you're worth more than him. You know why? Because maybe how you do it, and maybe there's things that you do, production value, and maybe it's like that, but again, you have to have a whole team, and it's just like, it's like the Wild Wild West. That's why, like I said, I don't give rates, because if I were to give somebody a rate of 10,000, let's just say for somebody, and they come back and they say, we only have 3,000, I speak to the client. It may be something that they want to start a relationship with, and maybe it's something that they really rock with, and I'll sit there and be like, okay, and I'll come back and say, hey, the normal, normally it's a little bit lower. How close can you get to 5? You know what I mean? Hey, 3,500. What? Because it has to make sense.
Yeah.
It has to make sense. And the thing is that you're in a fortunate situation because this is your 6 to 12.
Yeah.
Right. Your 9 to 5 is your music. Like you good.
Yeah. I
right.
switched it up though.
No. I know.
I know.
I know.
And 12 to 12 for content now.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's.
That's why. But we point at each other like, nigga, like we know that's so good. Like I see, you're right though. It's like that's what I'm saying. It is hard.
Yes, it
will
is.
keep you up at night.
Yeah.
You won't sleep. You'll be stressed.
Yeah.
But I promise you, it is fucking worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So, what do you do as far as content creation? Like, is there a niche, or is like what would you say?
Man,
She the shit. She's so dope, bro.
My main thing is I'm a director, editor, producer. Like
Okay.
I can like create TV, music videos, film.
Okay, and how many followers you have? What's your biggest platform, and how many followers on there?
The biggest is Instagram, 19,000.
Okay.
But I want to jump in. And so so how I met Rocki was, you know who Troy Taylor is? Mm-hmm. So Troy Taylor, all his content, it would say a Rocki Jean joint.
Okay.
It was her. Okay. So she was like the producer of it. And that's what made me want to work with her. But it's the same concept. It's like she's in the house like, yo, Troy, you should do this. Mm-hmm. And now they're doing it, and now it's going crazy. But it's like, what does that mean for her career, right? You get the amplification, you got the brand recognition, but how does it make you money? And I think that's the hard part for people like you. Is like, I'm dope as fuck, but they want to pay me $30 for something that I should be getting paid $30,000 to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but like exactly, you could say no.
Yeah.
And you could build out. Like the thing is that you could, on your followers, you just gotta, it sounds the same. You gotta cultivate community, right? Like this is like, even with the rapper aspect of it. Like I speak to rappers all the time, and they talk about social media and stuff like that. And I literally was having a conversation with a singer the other day. My man from my block was like, yo, my niece, he was like, yo, Myq, she needs a manager. I said, yeah, I can't do that right now, but I'll have a conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I saw her page, and I said, listen, you're dope. You got a dope look. You can sing, but who cares?
Right.
Dope. What is it about you? Like, people have to invest. That's the world we're living in. It's not good enough that you can sing, rap. Cool.
Yeah.
What is it about you? Do you collect pencils?
Right.
I don't care what it is. Show me something about you that I can relate with. And maybe it's not for 4 million people. Maybe it's only for 20,000. But then I cultivate a business off that 20,000 and stop worrying about everybody keeps looking at everybody else. And that's the problem too.
And that's why I'm wondering, because you said cultivate a business. Is it based off like this? Is it like just merch and like teaching? Because I feel like someone like me, I can do a course on like how to shoot a video, or even if you don't have a budget, how you can do that. Is that the only way? Because I just swore I was the new Hype Williams, and if I was to lock on with an artist and we would go up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it used to be, but then it turned around. So it's like, how, as a creative, what do we do now?
You got for you, what I would say, not and just getting information now. Is going back to focus on the brand. I would put out videos educating people. You got to put out stuff for free.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is too. Like back in the day, with the free samples.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what it is now, because I feel like everybody is doing that.
But you got no choice. And what is it about you that's like you? If I scroll, why do I stop?
Bro, if I'm being honest with you, I want to jump in a little. I'm still a businessman. No, because by the way, if you listen to this, is dope. You're getting one master and one junior master talking about it. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, I ain't made what you made doing it yet. When I do, I'm gonna be a motherfucking master, but I'm not right now. What you got to do is you have to figure out a catchphrase. You have to figure out a way to bring people in, right? So it could be as simple as, I could teach any artist how to shoot a music video for $100. Buy my course for $100, you'll never have to pay for a music video again. Then you just made a brand. Like I did an A&R course, bro. I just did it with my man Rick Barker. Like I think I didn't even promote it yet. It's not even on my bio, and it made like $26,000.
Oh, that's fine.
Like just a course of me sitting down talking about what I know.
But that's because the Ray Daniels.
Yes.
Because the Ray Daniels brand is already known.
That's my point. But the point is that we so busy trying to be a global brand.
Oh yes.
We don't realize that local brands make money too.
1,000%.
It's like you're starting locally.
Yes.
Like how can I get 100 people to give me $100 for something that I don't know? That's 10 grand right there, right? Yeah. How do I get 100 people? And you can do it, right? You're dope as fuck, but just you got to sit down, formulate it, right? By the way, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. Like I just did mine, but formulate it and then sell it. But it has to be something about it, because your name is not enough. Let me show you. It's got to be how to make a video for $200. Yeah. Like I'll show you how to do it, the technology you have, how to edit, how to shoot with your iPhone. I would buy that. Right now,
especially for content.
What?
Especially for content. And
even if it's for my kids and my artists. Even if I'm buying it for all my artists, like yo, this is for y'all to learn how to shoot. Dog, we have to teach what we know. Right. There will be no more. Remember in the 80s and 90s, it was all white men in suits, and that's what America looked like. Corporate America looked like my man right here. Nah. That red tie says, "Don't fucking play with me." It's not a good night, but. Now America is different, right? You go into fucking Chipotle and people is wearing their regular hairstyle, regular clothes. It's like, it's a loose America, so you just have to see yourself in it. You have to see yourself as valuable. And to me, that's what I love about what you and Ash and Chicklet, because you guys were making the fucking money in ways that I was like, how? Yeah. I didn't even think about that. How the fuck?
And you got to get out of your own way. Because like you said, I thought I was going to be. That's fine. God's got something different. And you got to understand where you're at. Yeah. Right? And just literally remove yourself from you, which is very difficult, right? Speak to people, right? You know what I mean? The people that your support group, your council, as I call it, you know what I mean? And how can we do this? Because this is what I want to do, because you know this, right? It's even for me, right? I know what I've done. I've done all of this, but nobody else does. So this is my journey on telling people, hey, I've done that. Right. And right now, I'm not getting paid to do stuff like that. And then it's like, oh. Because when I reach out to people, for me, I don't leverage my talent. I don't say, hey, I manage such and such. I say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. You know, this is whatever. I just wrote a book. Like, as I focus on that. And then when you do the story, oh, damn, I didn't even realize. Yeah, because I want it to be on my own accord. And I'm okay, because my money is management and marketing. My 6 to 12 is me, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you. This is about how you took
This is the hustle, not the hustle like it's a hustle.
No,
You know
no,
what I'm trying
it's
to
a
say?
hustle, bro.
No, I'm saying, but it's a business though. It goes from a hustle to a business.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
want to just respect it. This is a
of course.
business right here.
Of course.
I built some stars that you know became millionaires on Instagram, not on TV, but on Instagram and YouTube. And here's the answer. This is his offer. My book. How much is the book, by the way?
$14.99,
For
$9.99 on Kindle.
$15.
Or in a
you can
hardcover, you
learn
could be Ray
how to-
Daniels. You get the hardcover.
I got it. It's no. By the way, it's in my house, set up on my wall of books. That's why I'm not on set because I really take pride in that. It's like I take pride in that. But just watching it, like this is the offer, and to me, I wanted to talk to you, and I want to do it here because content creation to me is the future. And I'm gonna tell you this on record. I'm saying this today. With hundreds and hundreds of thousands of songs being uploaded a week, with Paramount Plus, Peacock, Max, Netflix, Hulu, like it's like my nigga, Prime, Tubi, like to be honest, like remember there was a point in time we was all watching the same shit, Martin on 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Now it's too many choices,
Right.
it's too many food choices, too many TV choices, too many music choices. So the only way you're gonna break through is if you know how to tell stories, and you tell stories through what? Content. If you don't figure this shit out right now, this is really gonna save families today. I'm not even being funny. Like this, like me. Like I'm telling my kid is 16. I'm like, don't just play video games. You're gonna be on Twitch and stream.
Right,
What is we
right.
doing? Like,
Right.
like
Exactly.
Like what are we doing? Like if my daughter's doing some cute shit, I'm like, why is there no camera filming you do cute shit?
Yeah.
Because you gotta. It's like in this world we live in. What am I doing? I'm setting you up to go work for somebody. Or I can teach you how to do what you love and turn it into $1 million business, like him and the Hashcash. That's why I'm trying to be the third. I'm like, can I get down? Like, I just love it. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like so many people are like, I don't have. If you have an iPhone, or if you have a phone and some Wi-Fi, you have no excuse.
Yeah, you good. You good. You
Yeah.
good. Once
excuse.
you just gotta do. Like that's the thing, and that's the beauty of like even like a Chicklet. Like he saw Shiggy, right? He always tells him, I saw him. Shiggy didn't care, and that made Chicklet want to do it. You know what I'm saying? There was somebody else that told Chicklet, yo, I saw you. Oh, Radell actually said, yo, I saw he from my hood, and he doing it, so he did it. You know what I mean? And you could see that it's possible, and I love that there's where they could pay homage to each other, and there's no hate. Like I like to be surrounded by that too. You know what I mean? Like everybody's trying to be in this game, and especially from the management side, right? Like if I'm managing you, and now you start to build, and I'm building you, and now you're getting stuff. The manager always kind of slides in, you know, like I want to do that too. Like they don't understand that, you know, we're in a world of content creation, and we have to,
Yes,
right? But my job is for my clients is to be a manager first. I can't think of me first. If I'm in a situation, it's for me. But a lot of times, as a manager and as a, representation, right? Because I represent a lot more, than manage. But there'll be situations I have to think of that first, not me first, right? And a lot of younger generation, because they're growing up in this, they try to be something too quick. Like you can be that. I waited a while. I said I never wanted to get another client until Chicklet Millennium were at a certain point, until I even got another client. And then it was like, okay, get how God works.
Right.
Now it's my turn to do what I have to do, but still do my job. That's why
It's all works together. They feed each other.
Yeah.
They feed each other. I was gonna ask you, okay, so here's the only thing about content creation that's very hard. It's low entry point. Same with music. You might have the same problem with content creators you have with music. They get a little bit of motion, start making a little bit of money, and they let off the gas rather than fucking going.
Yeah.
So when you said Shiggy, I was like, man, the first thing I thought to myself, no disrespect, but I was like, damn, Shiggy used to be hot. Like he used to be, but it's like, you can't do the same person. So when I think about your nephew Chicklet, I think you have to reinvent yourself. Am I right? Like they're like, even with me, like in my position, like bro, I'm starting a new thing called the Radar Report because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm looking at the times change. Like it's no more 2-hour interviews. It's everybody outside now. Like we want to get our hot takes in. So it's like I'm switching up in what I'm doing. But that's because we're businessmen.
Right.
Like Jimmy Iovine has a famous saying. He says, if you want to be successful, all you gotta do is learn from the DJ. Let me tell you what he says. He said, let me tell you what I mean. He said, the DJ is at the party that everybody's having a good time at, right? But while everybody's dancing to this song, the DJ already knows what's coming next. He already know the next song. And not only that, the DJ understands the one thing I can't do is let the audience get bored. Right? So that's why they play a song for a minute, next song. Minute, next song. They don't play no second verses. It's like, unless the crowd is singing the word for word. But to me, that's what, the hard thing about investing in content creators and kind of what made me invest in myself was, I know I'm gonna show up.
Right. And right times 10.
Nigga, and listen, I don't give a fuck if it's $100 I'm making or $100 million. I'm gonna show up the same way because you paid me. And if you pay me 100, I know I can get 2 next time. I know I can keep getting it, and that's why we're here 20 years later. I feel better than ever, right? So the economy. So what do you teach your people, or is it something you teach? It just got to be in them.
I think it has to be in them, right? Like Chicklet got it.
Yeah,
he got it. So it's easy, and we came into the game together, so we learned off of each other. You know what I mean?
What does guided look like?
Huh?
What does guided look like?
If
someone guided,
asking for a friend, you said.
Asking for a
I'm trying to
friend.
figure this shit out.
What does guided look like?
No. For me, if you have the business in you and to be able to understand and step back and evolve with the times, you got to understand. You're looking at a 50-year-old dude that still goes to the trunk giving out books, right? You know what I mean?
That's what made me want to interview you. This man was in town. Literally was like, Ray, I'm here. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, bro, I'm like, you don't gotta. No, I'm coming myself. I want you to. Like, I'm like, bro. Anytime, like, cause you're showing me that I matter to you. You show me that the relationship, and to me, you can't. Once you show people you matter, they make you matter more. Cause like, thank you for that.
Right.
It's a significance without asking, right?
Yeah.
So it was perfect. But I love. I'm just curious about the content creator. What is the mentality?
Yeah. Well, it's who you come into the game with. Right? Like, I know you're struggling, and we can definitely talk off, because she's like, yo, I need the answer. I don't want to hear all this brand business school.
Like, you know, let me get to this. I love it.
No, but I get it. It's kind of like you have to have patience. It sounds super corny and cliches, the consistency, because with music, right? Back in the days, I had this conversation too. Like, music, you can have a one-hit wonder, and dudes are still touring off of that one song.
Yep.
You come up today, you may be able to do it, but you gotta churn out content, or else you're dead.
Listen, I'm not.
Like, and that's the thing, and that's you may not. You gotta sit there and look at, hey, is this something for me? Yeah. What are you looking out of it? What do you expect from it? Because that's the thing too. Like, with going, we'll put it on me, right? I know that I have to make sure that clients, if there's brands or certain situations, I got to make sure that they do what they have to do. And if I can't post on my schedule in my brain, it is what it is. Right? Yeah. Like, I can't, I forgot to do that because I was concerned with me, because then why am I even in this position? If that's the case, just get rid of all my clients and just focus on me.
Yeah.
Then I don't got to worry about it. But, having it is, for me, I talk about looking in the mirror, not at your fit, like, behind your soul, and is this what I really want to do? Because even we talk about it in the book, like, with this content creation and clout and people knowing it's great and you'll get accolades, but are you mentally strong for the person that's talking shit about you, on how you look, on your eyes, on that color looks wild, whatever it is? Are you prepared for that? Like, you gotta be. That's why I always say the person gotta be right before the business can be right, because you got to be mentally strong for that. Yeah. Like, seriously, like the book, I think we had spoke about it, the book 48 Laws of Power. You ever read that?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, see, like, if you're not mentally strong for that, it's going to turn you into an asshole.
But even kind of commit.
Yeah.
Don't, like,
Mike, there's other things here. Hold on.
Y'all would think that it's 9 o'clock in the morning, the way Mike and I are talking. Like we are grown ass men in here, like, sweating because we love this shit that much. I would tell anybody, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
If you really want to do this, then there is a level of, like, Chastity knows, Chad knows, like, I'll be in here dead. I gotta go. I'm done. Let's go. Mm-hmm. If you need me, I'm showing up. I'm in LA. I'll be like, I don't feel like doing this shit, man. Get in there. You'll never know I didn't want to do it, because that is my motherfucking job. Mm-hmm. And if I showed up to McDonald's, I would have to turn it on. Yep. The same way if I show up for myself. The problem is that we don't show up for ourselves. Mm-hmm. and we want other people to pick us. We don't pick ourselves.
Yep, and
we want someone to pick us, and you got to pick yourself.
Exactly, and that's kind of the thing. That, the artist will be the starving artist. You know what I mean? Woe is me. I should have got paid this. Listen, we're in a world. You got to take control of yourself, right? And even when I say, like, as far as for in this content creation space, let's use videographers or whatever, anybody, right? You have people, and whether it's an intern and it's not a paid intern, I know where I'm at, and I know where a person's at. And no disrespect, if you just graduated high school and now you want to come chill, I could show you some things, right? But I'm going to see how you work with no bread. That tells me how you are regardless. You think if a $100,000 campaign come through, you think I'm going to trust you if I see you half-assing?
Right.
Because that's who you are.
Right.
And if the bread was there, then I don't want to be around that.
Right.
If you tell me, if the bread was there, then you don't want to do this.
Mamba mentality.
100%.
The hardest part of what any one of us do is you don't know who you are and you don't know who your people are until you get the check. And once you get the check, you've committed to something. That's why you got the check. They didn't give you a check for nothing. They gave you a check to do what you've been doing. And that check is going to tell me, you, and everybody in the world who you really are.
Yeah, 1000%.
Will Smith says, he said his book, they gave me $1,500. That's how much him and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, him and the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, that was their advance, $1,500 each. He said when he got that $1,500, he looked at it, he said, I'm never gonna not do anything. He said, I'm never gonna do anything to make someone not wanna pay me to do this. Will Smith is one of the biggest stars of all time.
Yep.
Right.
And that's because it's a mentality. So if money is the motivator, and that's the only way you show up, you are gonna lose. Because eventually you're gonna get so much money that you're gonna be like it's the Mamba mentality. And the unfortunate part is we don't know who you are until we give you a check. And by that time, it's too late.
Yeah, because the check, it's crazy how money will do anything. Like, super quick story. I had a situation, clients, they wanted to invest a lot of money into these clients. Had two companies vowing for each other. And I was going back, because I'm like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't do no, crazy stuff, right? So I was like, just letting you know, have an offer from here, back and forth, back and forth. This side came to me and they were like, Myq, in this situation, they was gonna give me damn near $500,000.
Yeah.
Like, if we can get them to come this way.
Yeah.
We ended up going the other way, because that way was better for the creator. That way was better for Myq, better for my family, as far as for me, but I'm in a position to do the best for you. Yeah. And it was hard.
They don't talk about that enough.
It's hard to turn that down, right? Because money ain't anything, and it's $1,000, $5,000. When you're sitting here talking about that, like in one shot, it starts to question you. And it questioned me. I had a conversation with my son, my wife, my brother. I was like, I definitely spoke to Ash. And I was like, damn, this is crazy, because it's like I said, it's easy when it's not that much money, and these are my morals and values, but this is, I did this, and every single person was like, nah, that's you. My son, 21-year-old son, Mikey. He's like, Dad, that's not who you are. You did what you would do. Somebody else might do something different. My brother was like, that's going to come back 3 times for you.
Absolutely.
Because that's just what it is, and I can sleep at night.
Yeah.
I can
Say
sleep
that
at
again.
night.
And we don't talk, and another problem is that a lot of creators are gonna take anything that comes their way.
1000%.
I'm like Chicklet and his girl. That's the content. Relationship goals. Like Ash is money. It's not Ash ain't out here talking about how to fucking let me show you how to market your product. It's like no, I'm gonna show you how to make money while market. But he's marketing his product though.
Course.
But he's just showing you how to make money. It's the problem, and that's kind of what made me. And I'm just saying this on record. That's what kind of made me back away from music, right? Because when you go lay down at night, you talk to God. What you asking him for?
Yeah.
You got to be very specific. You can't say, send me a blessing. That blessing might be a baby and no job. Like, it's like, you just be like, so that's why you got to be specific, right? And I was praying. I was like, man, I need something to happen for me. And it was like, do you want to be in music or you want to be in media? And I was like, I don't care. I was like, well, nigga, you lost.
Yeah.
You don't even care make a decision. And I did it. And I was like, I'm happy with that. And I feel freer than I've ever felt because I let that side of me go. And I was on the phone with a friend. I was like, yo, I'm an entrepreneur in the music business. I'm not in the music industry no more. I'm not the peer. I'm not y'all fucking peers. None of that. I don't want to be one of y'all.
Yeah.
Like Oprah had at some point had to stop being a motherfucking TV anchor and turn into the beast that she became. And to me, it's like I always talk to Guy, and he always say, "When you gonna start?"
Yeah.
Because you don't get it till you start, and you got to start, and you know the start is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
So when you gonna start?
Yeah, and you killing it, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, from
What's good, y'all? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and I'm here to talk to you about YKTV Magazine, which is the #1 magazine for prison entertainment. These prisoners are sitting in jail. They have nothing to do but read these magazines and read your ads, buy your music, support your business, anything that you can do that's online commerce. They already have published over 140 magazines with 36 major artists that have covered it, and I'm giving you an opportunity to advertise this magazine and get directly to an audience that you know has the time and the money to spend. Info at the bottom, info at the GAUDs Show. Holla at us, whether you're an artist, producer, whoever you are. We can help you with your business. Holla at us to get to YKTV.
your brand perspective, as far as from this lens, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. That's why it was so dope. And I would tell you, like, you know, seeing you prior to meeting, I was like, yo, this dude is dope, because again, we know how the industry is, right? And then how you project and how you are, it is passionate. Because I just realized that when you said that, I was like, I get super passionate. Even on Zooms, I'll be like, sorry, you know what I'm saying? I'm just passionate about this shit, but I get it, and you know what I'm saying? I wanted to say that, like, for real, like, you kill it.
So where does the content creation? So I believe that the content creator ecosystem is gonna times 10 in the next couple years. I think media is dead. I think this election killed media, right? It's like, it's no more, like, media is dead. Like, celebrity is dead. Like, the celebrity don't matter no more. Like, go back to acting and singing. We don't want to hear you. Like, that's dead, which opens up opportunities for real voices and real people. And to me, I think it's about the 10X. And but you like are I'm like in the back watching, like I'm trying to get to the front, but y'all in the fucking front, you know, like
You in the
nah,
dude here, you killing me right now.
I'm in the front,
sitting on your pod, bro, that you killing.
No, hit me out. Like, I tell you, you guys are associated with EYL. Like, this is how I look at EYL. And I told Rashad and Troy this when they was on the show. I said, look, it's like everybody else got houses, right? On the block, right? You know, don't get me wrong. Joe house is nice as fuck. Nori house is beautiful in Miami. But y'all niggas got buildings in the neighborhood. Y'all got condos with motherfuckers that could live on their own, living in your building. I'm like, you guys are an institution. Like, nobody has a festival. Like, you guys are a part of that world. So trust me.
So we're gonna do that?
I say it humbly. I would love to.
So, all right.
A content creator festival?
Yo,
Ooh,
trust me,
yes.
bro.
I got so excited.
Bro.
I just got goosebumps, Ash. As I got
Come on,
goosebumps,
B.
I'm like, hold up.
Nah, bro. Hold on.
Please,
Hold on. While I
y'all.
get you on record, are we still going to dinner after this? Well,
Yes.
no.
You
Okay.
gotta, you gotta go with me to a certain part of town though, because I have a
Can I come?
No, you can't. But let me tell you why. Because
I'll meet you.
I got it.
Tell
How
me
about your
after.
town?
Tell me after.
Okay, well, I'm not like waiting on a motherfucker. I know you my friend. Hey, look, Eddie, I'm literally about to talk to him like
He said,
like I'm about to play
yo,
the
that
night
was
with like we
great.
not filming the show.
That was great. My man Ray
I
said.
really forgot we was filming.
Yes. But
I
so
forgot we
good.
was
I'm messing
filming.
with you. I had to do it.
Yeah, so like, what would you say to like the young content creators who are like trying to figure it out, but they see Kai and how high he is, and it's like you got to focus on where you are. What advice would you give new up and coming content creators?
Use that as inspiration. Like, that's inspiration that it can be done. Don't try to be Kai. The reason why Kai is because Kai is Kai.
Yeah.
And he did it, and he had it, right?
Yes.
Like, it's the
He
work
got it.
ethic and the value. Like, to me, work ethic is more attractive than talent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So how you move is like, yo, even with the music, I would see that. I would be like, this dude is better than this dude, but this dude is getting busy. He's in the studio. He's singing. Like, that's what I'm attracted to.
Energy is way more important than
100%.
talent.
100%, because that's why I'm around. I'm gonna tell you, so this dude, I know him for years, right? And I've known producers that'd be like, yo, for the moment, be like, all right, cool. This dude, for years, been and it's just like he's a master of his craft, right? Because I want to be around those people, right? And young content creators are the hard part is that they have this, and they can be focusing on them, and then this comes over here and that comes over there, and Kai did this and that. All right, cool. But it goes back to parenting from a young creator. That as your parents sitting there telling you, hey, do what you need to do, and you be, you know, an individual? Are you being seen at home? Because even on a bigger scale, going back to content creators now with Hollywood, and that's what I'm trying to do, is bring that together, right? The thing is that I have people that are saying, hey, you know, content creators, yeah, you know, influencers, and look, they're at the premieres and they do those movies, yes, but they're promoting the movie. Once you see a creator, because I talk about talent creators, like not, you know, I always say head through a wall, get views. I'm not talking about that.
I got you.
I'm talking about talent.
Yeah.
And I surround myself with talent. And once you sit there and as a, let's just say, whatever, company, brand, I'm not even going to use platform, whatever. Once you see the talent and say, hey, we're going to put you in and promote it, it's something that's yours, right? Because there's been influencers in movies. They put a ton of them. It's a compilation album.
Yeah.
Compilation albums ain't gonna do like what an album will do.
No.
If you put one or two in, and it's like really storyline, and now we're bringing the writers over here, and we're sitting here, and we're putting you in the best position to win, rather than just using you for the eyeballs and promote, and not giving you any money to show up at the premiere, to show your millions of people, and you just want to sit there and say, hey, I'm here. Nah, what are we doing so that we can see? I want to see you, and that's what I do.
What's the brand?
Huh?
What's the brand? What do we get from you? Like,
Right.
like I'll ask, like, what do we get from you? Like, what do you give that I can't get nowhere else?
Yes.
In a way I can't get it nowhere else.
Right.
Like, I was watching Kai on the Grammys, the footage of him on the Grammys. I was like, this kid is gonna be, like, he went to, you the lady, oh, I need some clothes. And like, he makes everybody he encounters feel good.
You know
Like,
what was dope about that? Not a real sidebar, but what was dope, his moment with Elliot Wilson.
Yes.
When he said, and this
Yes.
I was like, yes, Kai. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't watching the stream, you know what I'm saying? But I saw the clip, right? And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. The old and the new have to come together, because what's happening is that there's too many old men that are still jealous of the young dudes because they're making money quicker than they were when they were at their age and all that. And it's like,
feel me?
yo, we gotta kind of, where's the, like I can say, where's the we mentality? I grew up in a
Right.
we society. Everybody's me.
Yeah.
How do we help and how do we cultivate? Because for Ray, I want you to get something at 46 that maybe, you know, it took me till 49. That's a win for me.
That's how we look at life.
How do we do that? Because you and I are just older versions of the younger generation.
Yes.
But
And
we
and we
helping.
connected to them.
Yes.
And we cannot judge them.
Yes.
Like, it's so frustrating to watch. Like, I respect Elliot, but when he watched, and I'm watching deal with Kai, and I'm like, what Elliot, and as you were talking, what Elliot didn't understand, in my opinion, is that Nikki might have just wanted to have fun that day. Like, I want to dance with this kid. I don't feel like sitting down with a journalist asking me these serious questions. And it's like, so you got to almost be able to do that, or accept that that's not what you do.
Yeah.
When you're ready to have a serious question, Ellie's one of the greatest journalists ever.
100%.
You come over here and talk.
Right.
But she wanted to dance to a song and have fun. It was like, that Kai shit was dope to me. Like, I loved it. And it was like a new media outlet.
Right.
By the way, and everybody has a right to control their narrative.
Of
I might not
course.
want to talk to you, ask me these hard-ass questions about my life and my career. I might just want to have a good fucking time tonight.
And it's different because it's different when we grew up. Like, and I always tell my 14-year-old all the time, was I 14 once? 100%. Was I 14 in this day and age? I wasn't. So there's things that I can learn from you, because life is different from my 14 and your 14. And if I sit there and I think that I can tell you and you can move the way that I move, you're gonna be reading newspapers. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing over here?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta learn from you. Like seriously, if we do that, then we get like, it takes a village. Right? It can't just be me and gatekeepers and information. That's why, like, I'll talk to anybody. Talent. I'm talking to you. You're not my client, right? You're not. If I could help you, if there's one word that helped you, it's a win for me, because I come from a human side.
Yeah.
And then maybe you have whatever it is, but it's just too many people are too caught up in their own stuff, and it's just like, yo, I should have had it. They should have. Shut up. Sorry.
So how do you? That's all good.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love this dude talk all day. I love it, bro.
How do you feel with everything going on with the DEI and just that whole situation?
That's a whole other pod for me.
Right. Because I'm like, even as
ask your question.
Okay, like, how do you feel that's gonna affect creators, like, especially in what you're saying with Hollywood? Because, like, as the token black girl on the film crew, it's like, are they even gonna hire black people anymore?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Come to Death Row. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, like, me and you know, I'll tell you off camera, and Ash, we should definitely speak to him about that. But we're looking to build something where the word diverse is really diverse. Because diversity has only been Spanish, black,
Yeah.
Right? Diverse is diverse. White, black, whatever.
Everybody, yeah.
That's real diversity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And I always come from, when you segregate, even brands have a Spanish initiative, going to black club and this and this and that. Now, when you're targeting a certain audience, I get it. You know, you have to have familiar faces,
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
But when you have these narratives, I don't like it. To me, segregation still happens,
Yep.
right? When you do these things. But I understand why it was put in place. But why we're at a point now, and maybe this is the New Yorker in me, but I wish everybody thought like New York. Because New York, we all together. There was no black, whites, but it's just like, it's my man. This is, you know what I mean?
I swear to God, bro, I was just telling, I think, Chad, when we in the car, we was in the car in LA, and I was like, growing up in New York, it only did one thing for me. I didn't see color.
Yeah.
Like I had my homegirl Kathy, we ran into each other. I thought Kathy was white my whole life. And we ran into each other later in life, and I found out she was Latina. I didn't even know it. Like, it was like in New York, you don't see that. It's like we all fucked up. We all in the hood. And it's our hood that we all got
right. And
enjoy.
And that's kind of like the vibe I want. So, but I do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm in a, like, I'll take it back. Like I always say, yo, let's do the Rockefeller thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Jay's story.
Yeah.
Y'all got to put that in the book. Nah, but it's like you said, what do we do? You know, the token black girl, and if they're not gonna hire me, fuck that.
Well, I mean, do you think that's gonna, like, how do you think that's gonna, I mean, I get that you're saying you
No,
do
for me, I don't want to be controlled by anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like trying to be like, you know, crazy, you know, deep of it, but it's like we living in an age that you can do everything on your phone. You don't got to get hired for any. Let me rephrase that. You got bills, I get it, all that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that in order to really build, and that's why I love what you be talking about.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I'm a person. Yo, you saying idea? So we doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicklet will never tell me. He hates telling me ideas sometimes because I'm like, all right,
Let's
so what
go.
we doing?
Let's go.
Right? Because
Let's go.
I always say ideas are great, but execution is better. Everybody got ideas.
Yeah.
What we doing?
Yeah,
right?
right.
So, but I do understand what you're saying, and it's you got
I
to
guess 'cause
find.
those are the jobs that are the 9 to 5 for us
Right.
while we figure that out. So it's
Right.
like if nobody's hiring us to do the 9 to 5 because you're not worried about the fact that y'all don't have no black people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like that was in place for those reasons. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we have to.
Can I tell you something? I want to give you some advice. You don't have to take your blackness everywhere. It is you.
Yeah.
Like when you said token black, I could be in a room full of white people. I don't think I'm the token anything. I'm that nigga.
I'm just saying that because like, you're the only one.
And let me give you something that I told my best friend, and she said it freed her. I never know you felt that way. No matter what the company, you name any company, Target, Delta, you name any motherfucker company in the world, their audience looks like you. So as long as they're selling to people that look like you, you are needed at the fucking table. Do never think just because you token. If my people that look like me, women, black, it's a couple of boxes you check. That if they look like you, I'm at the table. So I never went in no room and was intimidated. Cause like it's like when I'm in these big rooms about music, I never was intimidated because nigga, I like music. You can't tell me how to feel about something. I didn't.
Well, no, in the creator world though, like, and I'm just specifically talking about like film and all that, like a rental house. You're not looking to me to get a camera because I don't necessarily know about the camera the way a white person would. You know what I'm saying?
That happens to you?
I used to work at a rental company. My friend got me the job, and he was black. And when I got the job, they fired him, and they had no reason to. You know what I'm saying? So I
That
was
you know of.
I feel you, but
Okay, so let me tell you something.
you could tell the vibe.
I tell
in
everybody
there.
this. I tell everybody this. Never assume. It's a book called The Four Agreements.
I'm not assuming.
No, unless you know.
I know.
So
I
for a
know.
fact.
For a fact.
You heard it. They fired him because he's black. We should sue the motherfucker. I mean, that's money right
No,
there.
listen, like the owner of the
Get
company.
Google.
Yeah. Get going. I love it. What you saying?
I'm saying the owner of the company like used to say some racist stuff like around the. So it's bigger than just he's black, he must have been fired for that. Like nah, they really had some stuff going on.
Yeah, I just like sometimes we walk in there. I didn't know I was black till I wrote the letter to Dear White Executive. I don't think people knew I was black until I wrote that letter because they didn't. It's not. I mean, you obviously see I'm black, but it's like every time they let us at the table, they let us at the table because they make us feel like you're not like them. So that's what makes you feel lonely. But they're selling to them, so that means you need me, motherfucker.
Well, that's how I feel now too. A lot of times because a lot of the CEOs or the upper management is my age group and above.
Yeah.
And I walk into a room and I'll be like, yo, just understand, I'm gonna tell you this right now, I bring the cool. Whatever y'all need, I bring that. I bring that. And I don't care, white, bald, all that. I know what it is. I'm not saying I'm gonna be out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, doing my 2.5 step. But I'm telling you, I know what it is, and I know enough to know, hey, he knows. Because I know what it is. When you cool, you cool. I don't care what it is. It's not no high school shit. It's just you know.
It's how you see yourself.
Yeah.
I really
yeah.
I've never walked in a room and felt like I had to be something else.
Yeah.
Once I figured out, y'all need me.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can get rid of me and bring another one of me in here if you think that. But nigga, I'm the one.
Yeah.
You fucked up by losing me.
Yeah.
And you got to walk with that.
Yep.
That I literally went from doing what I did in the conference room to doing what I did on the blue couch. And I don't ever want to work for them again. You just got to know and believe in yourself. You got to do that. We have this segment.
Okay.
We do the broke.
Yeah.
Myq, we have this segment called Broke Stories.
Ooh.
You have you have an amazing story, but give us a moment where you were down at your worst in your mind, and then give us what you did to get out of it.
Damn. You ever see Jerry Maguire?
It's my life.
You ever see Roy Firestone and Cuba Gooding like, you gonna make me cry, Ray?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I love it.
yeah, so my worst that I would feel like between 18 and 22, I had really rough time. Like I have a great family. Like it's not like, hey, my dad wasn't around or my stepfather beat me. Like I had a great family, but I had a really tough time becoming a man, from a boy to a man. And I was in some crazy situations. So, you know, I lived out of my whip, you know what I mean? Stole food to eat, you know what I mean? Stole gas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you could pump and just
Pump
be
and
out.
run, yep. I can't believe they should let us do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And even, you know, food stamps, selling them 50 cents on the dollar,
Yeah.
like, you know, those were tough times and I didn't need to. It was self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? I've been in bad, like as you're asking me this question, I was ready for the GOAT underdog question and he just threw the curveball. So now,
Yes.
no, but
You're prepared for it. I love it.
Nah, but seriously, like I really had to. I went through a lot to be able to mindset, like, you know, to get out of that. I kind of had to find myself again, come back to who I was, and I wouldn't have done that without like my mother, my grandmother.
Your mother's a life coach.
Oh, my mother's a life coach. Yeah.
You lucky as hell.
Yeah, my mother's a recovering alcoholic for 30 some odd years. She, you know, from ages 0 to 14, I believe. You know, seen some things.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing that ever happened.
Because
So,
the contrast is so important.
it's crazy. And
It's the
I'm
only thing
50 and I
that-
still remember things from 6, 7. That's why I always tell my stepfather teaches me and taught me, and I do this with new parents, every parent, like kids are horrible listeners,
Absolutely.
but they're exceptional imitators.
Yes.
And that's how I live because, you know, they need role models, and adults need role models too, though.
Yeah, still.
You know what I'm saying? So,
For sure.
But that
would you-
was the broke moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you mind elaborating as far as like a broke financial moment? Like if there was something that happened where you didn't have the means, you wanted to give up, but then like you had a meeting or you met somebody or just something happened that took you to that, over that hump.
I think even like let's just call it, you know, you have ups and downs as, you know, as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's like this, you know, and I always say you got to kind of keep the downs as low
Yeah.
as possible. But you know what I'm saying? Not, you know, it's quick and try to get back up. You know, and I've had moments where the bank account is red. And somebody had told me, you know, the bank account doesn't determine who you are. And then God works. And it's just like things just end up happening where the call or the conversation that you had, and it's like, oh, we want to do, and it's like, then it just uplifts you, right? As far as for those situations financially, you know what I mean? Thank God I haven't had anything like that recently, because I become more financial literate because of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that was the thing. I always said I was late with financial literacy, because I was, you know, even back in the music industry when I was throwing, it's marketing. That was my judgment. Yeah. You gotta look like, you know what I'm saying? Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Gotta look the part.
You know, all of that. But, you know, mindset to me is everything. Everything. And it takes you out of everything. And you know, it's like, why is God doing this to me? Why is this happening? And again, I go back, my foundation, my mother said, why not you? What makes you so special that you can't get problems?
Endure something.
Yeah. And then I took that, and it was like, whoever you look at, higher power, whatever, you know, if everything was easy, then they'd be an enabler. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
it
My
builds
mother always
character.
said, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah.
And it always stuck with me when my friends would get in trouble and I got in trouble. Hey, don't ask me to come save you. If you did what they did, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And that kept me grounded, because I knew my mother wasn't going to come make me be perfect. She's going to be like, fuck that. You did it. Punish him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
I hope I answered your question. I hope I did. If not, okay.
So credit check. You know we don't like flowers here. I want to give you your credit. By the way, you that dude, bro. I got so much love and respect for you and Ash. I don't think y'all even understand how y'all are really those guys to me, because y'all are doing it at the highest level and smiling, right? I just love it. But we have this part called credit check, because we don't want to give you flowers. We want you to give yourself to give a couple of people credit who have played a role in Myq becoming Myq.
First and foremost is my grandmother. My grandmother passed away. She was the first entrepreneur. She came here from Puerto Rico, had a bar for 40 years in the South Bronx.
Where at?
Longwood and Southern Boulevard.
Okay, I was say,
right across from the 41st, and that was during the height of Fort Apache. You know, she was cool, and my grandmother was like the queen of the Bronx. She was cool with Supreme Court judges, and then gang members. You know what I mean? I could tell you a bunch of stories about my grandma. She was no joke. That. My mother, 100%. My stepfather, like, I'm family. You know what I mean? My wife, my kids. But from a business side, I would definitely say I have to go back to Chicklet. Without him, I'm nowhere near this blue couch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I just value that. I value the people in my life that helped me get to here. Ash is a spiritual brother of mine as well. Love Ash. It's like it's a client relationship, client manager relationship, but it's deeper than that. Yeah. You know, it's deeper than rap. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I would say that, like I said, those are my foundation. I always say my chamber of my heart is my family, and I do everything for them, and anything that takes me away from them has to be worth it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, I don't even go away from them no more. And just to give you some game real quick, like, I've been reading Walt Disney book, and Walt Disney the Disney company was very successful before. It wasn't Walt's company. It was him and his brother, and it was like it was a family business, and he became like kind of more famous than ever when they named Walt Disney World after him. That's kind of why we always equate Walt Disney, but it was really a lot of them. But the point I'm trying to make is that Walt Disney was at a point in his mid-40s where he just kind of wanted to be around his family more. Yeah. He was like, I'm making money, I'm successful. He's one of the most powerful men in the world, but he was like, I want to be my family more. And you know what he started? Disneyland. I want to create a place for me where I can go feel like the world is mine, and my kids can feel like the world is theirs. And that's where Disney World come in. And this man died in 1966. Here we are almost, 60-some years later, and it's still relevant. So when I see you talking about family, I think that in the hip-hop community, family is about to dominate. Because I don't know nobody my age or in my age group that don't want to be around their kids every day. Yeah. My parents, my mom wasn't like that. My mom would leave my ass in a heartbeat. Like, you know, like, take me to the what? Yeah. I'm not taking you. Not my mom was going to bingo, never offered to take me to. I was in my 30s. Like, oh, you want to go? You going to pay though, right? Like, our generation, we love our family, which means that there's huge content creators, content creation around the family dynamic that I feel like people should pay attention to, because family is, especially in this world of like, it's getting bigger and at this point, people like us are like, you know what? I want to insulate my family in a world that's controlled by me, right? So that means training your kids to work for you, training your kids to run your business and everything. But I said to you to say that I love that you said family, because if you are at our age in life and you start talking about money and the dumb shit, it's like you ain't lived. You don't know what life is about. Life is always about family. And that and as a man, that's what you wake up for. You'll always be good. Yeah. Because you got a purpose. And nothing can distract you from that. Like, I remember coming up in the music business and I was like, hey man, I don't give a fuck what you say about me. I need some money to help my mother.
Bro, I've been through, like, I've missed family functions during the music side. Me and Sue's been in the studio overnight because we had a meeting the next day or whatever. You kind of just do that. And it's like me, I'm a very active husband. I'm a very active father.
Have to be.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to be there, right?
Yeah.
You're going to see me. And, that's something that I try not to sacrifice. Going back to the balance, I try not to. My kids are at an age, though, but they understand now. It's not like if they were 5, dad's just not here. They don't know nothing about trying to get money. My dad's not here, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like I was fortunate. Like I wish I was here at 25.
I'm glad it happened this time. I'm so glad because like even as my shit is ascending, I'm like I told Chaz, hey bro, there'll always be a family member traveling with me. If I'm going to do a speaking somewhere, it's my party now. When I'm on somebody else's party, I can't do that. I can pay for the flight, but now I want to do that because I don't want to be around no one if it's not my family. I don't want to be nowhere if my family ain't welcomed.
Yeah,
it's just how I feel. So, last question. So I want you to know something. I didn't say this to I want you to hear something.
Okay.
Because you're my friend and I want to tell you.
Okay.
So when we do these shows, guys. Chastity, myself, Chad, Jordy, the whole team says this person's name. And then we decide, where do they belong? GAUDs Show? Because the way I look at my brands, it was like GAUDs Show was really about the person. Artist Spotlight was really about what they do. That's Debatable was really about what they got to say and everything else. And we was going to do this. And I was like, man, fuck that. Myq's a fucking GOAT. I want him on the GAUDs Show. I swear to God, that's why I did it. Because I was like, you are out here doing superhero work, and I wanted you on this couch, and I didn't want to do it in another space that's for new artists, you know what I'm saying? Or another space that's for just yelling and screaming. It's like, this is my crown jewel for people who deserve to sit here. Like, I'm going to be so exclusive with this seat. You're not going to just see a regular, but it's like, that's how, because this is my door. I can let them in.
I appreciate that.
So, because it's hard to ask somebody that don't have the value what I'm about to ask you. Do you consider yourself a GOAT or an underdog? If you don't consider yourself a GOAT and you say underdog, what do you personally want to accomplish for you to consider yourself a GOAT?
No, I'm a GOAT.
I'm a GOAT.
I'm a GOAT, 100%.
Hey, bro, I love you, bro.
Nah, 100%. The thing is that...
Hey, Ash, I love this nigga. I love him.
And the reason why I'm a GOAT is that I have an energy like I'm number 1, but I always act like I'm number 2.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of my mentality because once you become number 1, I feel like you become content. And I'm going to always work like number 2. You know what I mean? But again, a year ago, 1,000% I would have said an underdog because it was the what was me and what's going on. Nah, I'm me. Yeah. I'm that 100 watt light bulb. I'm doing what I'm doing. You could love it, great. If not, if you don't know, if you don't know me, that's more about you. Like my energy is friendly. My energy is smile.
Welcoming.
Hey, you know what I mean? I even pictures. I'm like, I want to make sure I smile. I'm not doing that's not me. That's not me. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's too much. Like especially on the music side, when I was in that, it's just like I don't want to do that. I'm a dancer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a pistol whipping, gun toting. That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I love it. I love family. Love my wife. I tell you that whether she's here or not. Yeah. Even though it's being filmed, I probably say it. No, but I say it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just me, but I'm definitely a motherfucking GOAT. How about that?
Well, I'm gonna just tell you something. The whole point of my speech before I asked you the question was the premise that I don't let anyone sit here, and I'm not letting anyone sit here going forward if they're not doing what I consider GOAT activities. Out here trying to, not just, because GOAT is not about just how much money you made and how good you is. It's about trying to help people that you know need it at a very affordable price. That's to me GOAT work, right? Because I mean, it costs something to make the book. So,
of course.
You're paying for something, but the point is to me, that's what GOAT work is. Because let's be clear, Ash, you can agree with this. Everybody in this room can agree with this. How different would our lives have been if 20 years ago we had podcasts like this giving us game? Nigga, I'd be a motherfucking billionaire.
Yeah.
I'd be out of here.
Yeah.
And to me, so guess what we're doing? We're setting the next people 20 years up. We're not being selfish assholes trying to figure out how to get our own and everything. We're setting up the next fucking 20 years of people that look like us, that want to be like us, that dress like us, that feel like they left out like us, and that's what this is for. And at the end of the day, I call that motherfucking GOAT work, so you ought to go, nigga.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro.
Let's go.
And you know I have a gift for you, though.
Yeah, you have a gift for me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna receive it.
No, because I don't know who, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm old school with the...
Let's go. I see it. It looks nice. It looks nice.
You know what I'm saying? So
By the way, it's my oldest birthday, Dre. I see you in the building, Dre. Let me see.
I'm a toothpick guy.
Okay, I can tell.
So these are exclusive. They're not regular toothpicks.
Oh, they mint. They make your breath smell good.
Bro, it's a whole story. I'll tell you that off camera. And then I heard this is like one of your favorite champagnes.
Let's go.
And that's a cooler right there.
Can I tell you something? Because you're my friend. You know how much I love this guy. What really happened was he called Chastity and said, "What's his favorite?" And Chastity called my lady and said, "What's your favorite?"
Oh, we did it like that?
No.
So it's third
And
generation
by the way,
knowledge.
hey, Ash, that was a smart thing to do because I'm having a good night tonight.
But this is what I'm saying.
It was a smart thing to do. It wasn't about me.
Imagine I would have came and brought some whiskey or something, be like, yeah, cool. You gotta do your research.
I know
right?
this is her. This is okay. Chastity didn't even call me. She just stood and said, this, I love it, by the way. By the way, this is the GAUDs Show. You will see way more of Myq, way more of Ash, way more of everybody with them because I look at us like we all in the Marvel universe. We just in the content creator superhero universe, and we making movies and books and everything together. This is the GAUDs Show. We are out. Let's go.